Welcome to PM Software and AI Agents by IPM Software and Connor. I'm Connor, and today we're diving into a topic that's crucial for Jira administrators and teams working with complex project environments, streamlining Jira with Configuration Manager. As organizations grow and projects become more complex, managing configurations in Jira efficiently becomes absolutely critical. I'm joined by John today to explore how Configuration Manager, especially when combined with ProForma, can transform your Jira management experience. How's it going, John?
Hey, Connor. Great to be here. This is such an important topic because I see so many organizations struggling with Jira configuration management as they scale. They start with simple setups, but as teams grow and projects multiply, managing configurations manually becomes a nightmare. That's where Configuration Manager really shines.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we dive into the specifics, let's establish what Configuration Manager for Jira actually is. John, can you give our listeners a clear picture of what this tool does?
Configuration Manager for Jira is a comprehensive tool that helps automate and simplify the process of managing Jira configurations. It allows administrators to package changes, streamline deployments, and even backup configurations effortlessly. Think of it as your Swiss Army knife for Jira administration. It handles the complex task of managing configurations across different environments without the manual headaches.
That sounds like it could save administrators significant time and reduce errors. What specific problems does it solve?
The biggest problems it solves are consistency and efficiency, Connor. Without Configuration Manager, administrators often have to manually recreate workflows, screens, fields, and permissions across different Jira instances or projects. This is not only time-consuming, but also error-prone. Configuration Manager allows you to easily copy, move, and set up Jira configurations between different instances or within the same instance in a controlled, reliable way.
Now, you mentioned ProForma earlier. How does this tool fit into the configuration management picture?
ProForma is a fantastic complement to Configuration Manager. It's a tool that adds user-friendly custom forms to Jira, enhancing data collection and information capture. When you combine ProForma with Configuration Manager, you get a powerful synergy where configuration management and form creation work hand in hand.
Can you explain what this synergy looks like in practice?
Absolutely. When combined with ProForma, Configuration Manager ensures that configured changes and newly created forms are consistent, reliable, and easily deployed across various projects and environments. This makes it much easier for teams to maintain structure and consistency across their entire Jira ecosystem.
So what are the key benefits teams can expect from this combination?
There are several significant benefits, Connor. First, standardized forms can be managed and deployed across multiple projects with ease. The synergy between these tools allows for dynamic updating of forms without the risk of disrupting existing project configurations. This interaction also simplifies the management of data collection processes, ensuring that all necessary information is captured accurately and efficiently.
Yeah, and I imagine this translates to real productivity gains.
Exactly. Teams can enhance their productivity while minimizing the time spent configuring and managing different project elements. Instead of spending hours manually recreating configurations, administrators can focus on more strategic work that adds value to the organization.
This sounds compelling. Let's get practical. How should teams actually implement Configuration Manager with ProForma? Can you walk us through the process?
Certainly. To make the most of Configuration Manager with ProForma, it's essential to follow recommended steps that ensure smooth integration and utilization. The first step is to install both applications from the Atlassian marketplace. This is straightforward, but make sure you have the necessary admin permissions in your Jira instance.
What comes after installation?
Once installed, navigate to the Configuration Manager's interface to familiarize yourself with its layout and capabilities. Take some time to explore the various options and understand how the tool organizes configurations. From there, you can begin to import or replicate existing project configurations across various environments, which immediately saves time and eliminates manual errors.
And then you integrate ProForma into this process?
Right. Next, create or import your desired forms using ProForma. This is where you really need to think strategically. Make sure that these forms align with your project's requirements and are designed to capture the information your team needs efficiently. Don't just create forms for the sake of it. Think about what data you actually need and how it flows through your processes.
How do you link these elements together effectively?
Using the Configuration Manager, you link these forms to your existing project configurations for seamless deployment. This is where the real magic happens. You're not just managing forms and configurations separately, but creating an integrated system that works together harmoniously.
What about ongoing maintenance? This isn't a set it and forget it solution, is it?
Definitely not, Connor. You need to ensure regular updates and maintenance by scheduling periodic reviews and adjustments based on project demands and evolving organizational goals. This methodology not only boosts your operational efficiency, but also ensures that your Jira instance remains organized, agile, and responsive to your team's evolving needs.
Let's address some common questions our listeners might have. First, what exactly is a configuration manager for Jira in the simplest terms?
In simple terms, a configuration manager for Jira is a tool that helps you manage and streamline the configuration of your Jira environment. It's particularly useful for managing changes in a controlled way, especially if you have complex setups or need to maintain consistency across multiple Jira setups. Think of it as your configuration control center.
Can Jira itself be used for configuration management outside of these specialized tools?
That's an interesting question, Connor. Yes, Jira can be used for configuration management, but it's not primarily designed for this purpose. Jira is mainly used for issue and project tracking. However, through customization, plugins, and integration with other tools, you can extend Jira's capabilities to support configuration management tasks such as tracking configuration items, changes, and dependencies.
But there are limitations to this approach?
Exactly. For more robust configuration management beyond Jira's native capabilities, dedicated tools like Ansible, Puppet, or Chef might be more suitable. It really depends on the scope and complexity of what you're trying to manage.
I've heard about Jira Project Configurator as well. How does that differ from a configuration manager?
Great question. Both tools are used to manage and migrate configurations within Jira, but they have some key differences. Jira Project Configurator is primarily used for exporting and importing project configurations. It allows users to transfer configurations between Jira instances and offers features for synchronizing configurations across different environments.
And Configuration Manager offers more advanced capabilities?
Right. Configuration Manager for Jira focuses on broader configuration management tasks and provides more advanced features for change management in Jira. It includes capabilities for deploying configurations and managing multiple environments, and is often used by larger organizations for complex Jira setups.
So it's about the scale and complexity of your needs?
Exactly, Connor. While both tools aim to help manage Jira configurations, Configuration Manager offers more advanced features for complex environments, whereas Jira Project Configurator focuses more on straightforward exporting and importing of project configurations.
Let's talk about CMDB functionality. Does Jira have built-in configuration management database capabilities?
No, Jira does not have a built-in configuration management database or CMDB. Jira is primarily a project management and issue tracking tool. However, it can be integrated with other tools that provide CMDB functionality to achieve similar results. This is where the ecosystem approach becomes important, using Jira as part of a broader tool chain rather than expecting it to do everything.
What should organizations consider when deciding whether to implement a configuration manager?
Organizations should consider several factors, Connor. First, the complexity of their Jira setup. If you're managing multiple projects, environments, or instances, Configuration Manager becomes much more valuable. Second, the frequency of configuration changes. If you're constantly updating workflows, forms, or permissions, automation becomes critical.
What about team size and administrative overhead?
Those are crucial factors too. Larger teams with dedicated Jira administrators will see more benefit because they have the resources to properly implement and maintain the tool. For smaller teams, the learning curve might outweigh the benefits unless they're dealing with significant configuration complexity.
Are there any potential drawbacks or challenges teams should be aware of?
Absolutely. The main challenges include the initial learning curve. These tools have powerful capabilities, but they require time to master. There's also the risk of overcomplicating simple setups. If your Jira configuration is straightforward, adding Configuration Manager might introduce unnecessary complexity.
What about the integration with ProForma specifically? Are there any gotchas there?
The integration is generally smooth, but teams need to plan their forms strategy carefully. Don't create forms in isolation. Think about how they fit into your broader configuration management strategy. Also, ensure that anyone managing forms understands the Configuration Manager workflow to avoid conflicts or inconsistencies.
How do you measure success when implementing these tools?
Great question, Connor. Success metrics should include time saved on configuration tasks, reduction in configuration errors, consistency across environments, and improved deployment speed. You should also track user satisfaction, like do they like the solution? Are their administrators and end users finding the system easier to work with?
What about the impact on end users who aren't administrators?
So end users should experience more consistency in their Jira experience, fewer broken configurations, and more standardized forms that make data entry easier and more intuitive. They might not see the Configuration Manager directly, but they should feel its benefits through a more stable, consistent Jira environment.
Any advice for organizations just starting to consider Configuration Manager?
Start by auditing your current configuration management pain points. Document how much time your team spends on manual configuration tasks and identify areas where consistency is lacking. Then, start small with a pilot implementation on a non-critical project to learn the tools without risking your main production environment.
What about training and skill development?
Invest in proper training for your Jira administrators. These tools are powerful, but they require understanding to use effectively. Consider bringing in external expertise for the initial setup if your team lacks experience with configuration management tools.
So looking ahead, how do you see configuration management evolving in the Jira ecosystem?
I expect we'll see more automation, better integration with CI/CD pipelines, and more intelligent configuration suggestions based on best practices. The goal is to make configuration management so seamless that teams can focus on value-added work rather than administrative overhead.
Any final thoughts on maximizing the value of Configuration Manager and ProForma?
Remember, these tools are enablers, not solutions in themselves. The real value comes from having well-thought-out processes and clear governance around configuration management. Use the tools to enforce good practices, not to compensate for lack of planning.
Excellent advice, John. The key insight is that Configuration Manager and ProForma work best when they're part of a broader strategy for maintaining organized, efficient, and scalable Jira environments.
Exactly, Connor. When implemented thoughtfully, these tools can transform Jira administration from a reactive manual process to a proactive automated system that scales with your organization's needs.
That's a wrap for today's episode of PM Software and AI Agents. Thanks for joining us as we explored how to streamline Jira with Configuration Manager and ProForma. For more insights on Jira optimization and project management tools, check out our comprehensive guides at projectmanagementsoftware.io.
Thanks for having me, Connor. Always great to discuss tools that can genuinely improve how teams manage their project environments.
And thanks to all our listeners. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights on project management tools, Jira optimization, and the technologies that can transform your team's productivity. Until next time, keep streamlining those configurations.